My name is Johann Goldammer. I'm the head of the Global Fire Monitoring Center. We are based in Freiburg, Germany, and the Global Fire Monitoring Center is a contribution of Germany to the United Nations International Strategy for Disaster Reduction. My vision for successful risk management is a cooperative, collaborative system. We have seen that European countries have broad and very diverse range of expertise and knowledge in fire management. And one development is quite interesting. Traditionally, under the old climate equilibrium, most fires, at least in the western part of Europe, occurred in the Euro-Mediterranean region, in the south of the region. Now we can see that we are experiencing more and more wildfires in the Atlantic climate countries like the United Kingdom, Ireland, Nordic countries, Central Europe. But these countries have been less prepared they have less experience compared to the Mediterranean countries. So we can see that the expertise that is available, that is sitting in the southern part of Europe, can be well used for the Central and Northern European countries. And also we can see that in Western Europe, basically in the European Union, compared to the Eastern European countries, different systems evolved over the years and the decades. And both systems have comparative advantages and expertise. And to exchange this expertise, to make it available to countries, this is actually the way we should go. We should try to avoid reinventing the fire wheel, and we should look where the expertise is sitting, how we can exchange and benefit from each other. Well, the Forest Risk Facility for the greater European space is certainly a vision that has a value, because having fire as a part of many disturbances that are interacting. What are the disturbances? The disturbances are major droughts. These can be insects and diseases that are affecting forests, and this is very much related to fire, because we all know that fires are occurring during these kind of extreme droughts, that they are fueled by, for instance, the dead or dying wood that is produced by pest and disease, by bark beetle outbreaks, for instance, and also after storms, after hurricanes, when we have damaged forests where the availability of fuels is increasing dramatically. So I think these kind of interactions of disturbances caused by natural extremes, that makes really the value of forest risk facilities, to bring together not only the scientific experience that is sitting in a very, very rich literature, very often very difficult to explore, because the amount of publications addressing all these different risks is enormous. Then, and I think that is more important, we need to have the people who have been exposed to these risks and who are responsible and have experience in managing these risks. And a forest risk facility in Europe would have the advantage of bringing the theoretical knowledge, but also the practical management skills into a pool of information. And so the facility could serve as a hub for all of those who are seeking advice for managing extreme events. But also the facility, to my opinion, should play an active role. And that brings me to the different approaches that we need in disaster risk management. And these are basically the bottom-up and the top-down approaches. We have seen that in many countries where let me say, there's a lack of a comprehensive vision or a policy to address these disturbances, that some actors have been starting to address it from the bottom up. These are sometimes individuals, local forest or fire services, sometimes academic institutions. And they're trying from the bottom up to influence the decision makers in the government level and to convince them to apply the state of science, the state of the art of management. But this is a process that depends actually on some players that may be around coincidentally or not. So we need also, from a policy point of view, and if we are looking to the greater European space, where we all have the common interest to preserve our forests, that a top-down approach is challenging the governments to address fire properly and other disturbances indeed. And if we are looking to the European countries and asking them which of the countries here in Europe have, for instance, a fire management policy, then we will see there's hardly any. And I think this is why the risk facility should play these two roles. It should allow for those who are actively looking for support, for information, it should facilitate this. But it should also play a more active role or proactive role to address governments, maybe through regional or international processes, to look very specifically at the forest risks. This is what the facility could or should do.